Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mzansi Politics. So today I meant to record an episode about the Minister Naledi on the ICJ. I mean to say this, the war between Israel and Palestine. So while I was going through and preparing my things for the today's show, and I recently find out that there's a more interesting fact, but I'm still going to talk about that I'm still going to play you the minister's voice note. But before that, I want us to talk about what Cyril Ramaphosa said, or the threat posed by the South African president towards the South African people. But before we do that, guys, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button, you share, so that other people can get this information that I'm sharing with you, and also like and leave your comment, leave your thoughts, so that we can know that what are you thinking and what's in your mind or what's in your heart. And I always respond to each and every comment that's posed on this channel. So can we take this moment and hit that subscribe button so that we can start with today's show. Let's hit that subscribe button. Right, thank you very much. Okay, I wanted us to talk about the pose or the suggest, or even the threat that's made by the South African government, not even South African government, by NSC President Cyril Ramaphosa, that he said, and I quote, "If ANC doesn't win the 2024 election, NSFAS will be stopped, and not only NSFAS, also SRD, which the grant 350s that is offered to unemployed people, also child support grant." Well, before I play this voice, I find it funny how the ANC thinks that it's above the South African government. They are not the government, they're a political party, and even if they lose, all the laws regulations that are placed on place can't change because of them. Now they feel in the heat that they are going to lose the election. And why don't you pose your own argument or present your own speech? Make something else, bring something new, tell people something they want to hear. Even no, you've been doing that for years, so we don't trust you. Do something to win people over. Fix the roads, build sanitary toilets, build infrastructure so that people can actually trust you again. But without wasting any time, I want you guys to hear this.
Are you losing an argument when your argument is based on threats and not facts anymore? That's how you know that maybe this argument is not working for you. Now, our President Cyril Ramaphosa, has said that in the event where the ANC loses in the next elections, that NSFAS might be stopped. Now, I find that very interesting for two reasons. One, not only are you confirming that you know that the ANC is in trouble in the next elections, but two, that you've assumed yourself so much power to think that you are the South African government. Because the South African government consists out of the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative. And the ANC is, however, a political party, the leading political party in South Africa at the moment. You are not the government, but it is very disappointing the extent that people are willing to go in order for them to hold on to power.
Right. So I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys share your thoughts. On this one. What kind of threat is that? And why now you're becoming a dictator's nation, you're becoming a dictatorship whereby you want to presume power for eternity until the children of children of children of children of the future, they come. ANC had its time 25 years. What did they do in that 25 years since they've been in power? The economy went down, prices went up, more schools are closed each and every year, even hospitals have been left abandoned. There is no new hospital that has been built with the current government, besides renaming the existing names of the hospitals. Okay. Number two, the number of informal settlements in South Africa actually increases each and every year. But nothing has been done to actually solve that problem. You understand? So now, can you please? I don't want to go deeper on this because I have a lot of things that I can actually say about this thing. But today's episode is not all about the threats made by Cyril Ramaphosa. Today's episode is based on the people of Gaza, the people of Palestine. Since you saw what's happening, South Africa is suing Israel alongside with the USA, but now they're still focusing on Israel. Then after that, it's the United States for actually arming the Israel army with weapons that actually were used in Gaza to fight or to cause destruction in Palestine. South Africa is actually helping Palestine because what they're experiencing, it's actually similar to what happened in South Africa. So that's the main thing that we want to talk about. By the first voice note that I just played, it was an introduction to the show. And please, if you have any thoughts regarding that portion, please make sure that you leave your comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Share your thoughts on South African president, then I'll get back to you. And please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. As I said, the number of views are actually increasing, but there's no growth with the podcast itself. It's still under 50 subscribers, while we have 3.5 views. So can you please make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that we can keep getting this information and sharing as much information as I can. But today, the main one that I wanted to share again, it was Naledi Pandor explaining what's happening in ICJ, telling about the threats that she's been receiving, because once you stand against that genocide, you actually becoming the enemy. As you've seen, Israel is trying to turn everything towards South Africa itself. So now I want to play this thing for you so that you guys can hear for yourself. Without any further ado, let's get to it.
Well, I have no doubt that what Israel will try to do is focus solely on the matter of the attack by Hamas, which we have condemned, the attack of October 7th, and they will ignore the significant number of deaths that have occurred as a result of Israelis' uncaring bombardment of ordinary Palestinians who had no role in the attack of October 7th. I think it will be difficult in the face of well-known deaths, atrocities, and significant harm to ordinary civilians. It's going to be very, very difficult to convince the world that this was purely an attempt to arrest and stop those who committed the attack of October 7th.
And lastly, you've also become a target for those who are
against South Africa's actions. You take a position from a policy perspective, government's position, but then it becomes about you, the individual. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think this is without merit entirely. I've always believed that insults are the last refuge of a scoundrel, and to direct insults at myself and allegations of association with particular groups that are termed terrorist groups is merely to attempt to besmirch my name and character, and that is entirely without merit.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not.
Well, that was Naledi Pandor, and explaining what's been happening in the ICJ, which is International Court of Justice. Now, Israel sees that things are not going quite well for them. Now, they are scared, or they are starting panicking. Now they start directing all the blame towards South Africa for what happened in Israel when they had attacks from Hamas. So they say South Africa is actually working with Hamas and they are terrorists. So because they see now that whatever the war that's happening, they're actually failing, or that they don't have answers, and also their allies, which is the USA itself, they're actually quiet. Joe Biden, where is Joe Biden? Joe Biden is in vacation or something. But nevertheless, we are not there. I want to play it for you so that you can understand where everything started. So here's where everything started.
Is the Honourable Minister prepared to take a question? Honourable Minister, are you prepared to take a question from the Honourable
No, the Honourable Member can pose it.
Allow. Did I hear you correctly saying that the atrocities that we are speaking about, the beheading of children, that those are fake news, that it's not true? Is that the position of the South African government? I want to ask you now. Thank you.
No, it is evidence that has been provided by a range of non-governmental organizations, both in Israel and Palestine, because we don't only speak to Palestinians, we speak to peace-loving Israelis as well. And we know that there's a lot of fake news that attempts to cast Palestinians in a bad light. And it has been admitted, even from the White House spokesperson, that that statement that was made at the highest level was actually proven not to be factual. So, Honourable Member, I've responded to your question. And it's important, as I said at the start of my contribution, that when we speak on these matters, let us speak being honest and factual. The facts are the people of Palestine are denied the right to exist as human beings. They're denied the right to enjoy the freedoms and the rights we so love as South Africans, the rights and freedoms we fought so hard for, the rights and freedoms we united on as a diverse South African people. Today, some of us in this house believe these rights belong to some and not to others. That is not the South African way. We believe all human beings enjoy the right to exist in freedom, enjoying justice and humanity. And that is the message that has to come out of this house. This house cannot stand up for abuse, cannot stand up for the infringement of other human beings, no matter who those human beings are. We've never sought retribution. I have the story of my grandfather died of a broken heart. He was a tailor, and he had worked very hard, his fingers down to the skin, to make enough money to buy a house in Durban. And they got that house, my grandfather and my grandmother. 2 years after they got it, the area was declared a white area. They lost that house without compensation, and he essentially died of a broken heart. I have no retribution, because today I'm part of seeking to build a better South Africa. And our role must be to seek to build a better world. That benefit we enjoy of human rights, of a fantastic constitution, of having institutions that are democratic and work for all of us. That privilege is not just for us, it must be for everyone. And in any debate we have, if we are true to ourselves, if we are true to our history, if we are true to what we've achieved, we will stand up and say what is being done to the people of Palestine is wrong, is intolerable, and we will not pretend to accept it. I thank you, Chairperson.
Wow, that was a speech by Minister Naledi Pandor, I mean to say, sorry for calling your name wrong. So, that was the main reason for this episode. I wanted to tell you about her speech in the ICJ once she got interviewed in the morning, and the main reason, or whatever the facts that led towards what she said. It's because first she was asked this question, and she says people of Palestine are being denied the right to exist as human. And the question was directed, they're saying South Africa was helping Hamas to attack Israel. So you see, it doesn't make any sense, and all the information that they presented towards the court, it was fake and it was untrue, and it still needs to be proven that South Africa is coming with the right intention. And I like it whereby she spoke about her history on his grandfathers and grandmother, where they bought the house in Durban. Then when they went there, soon enough the area was declared white only. So imagine the pain whereby you have ownership of a property but you cannot live there. You understand? So now we working towards the peace of international peace and frame people of Palestine, as South Africa also saw its freedom in 1994. So that was today's episode. I want you guys to tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Please share this episode with your friends, family, or your co-workers, so that the information that you just gained now can be absorbed by many, as we need to understand what's happening around us. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also share it with your friends, and the important part, it's hearing your voice, hearing your thoughts. Make sure that you also leave your thoughts after listening to this episode. This is Bitumelo Ntite, and I'm your host from Mzansi Politics. Until next time, thank you very much and have a lovely weekend.